When you are learning to laugh unconditionally and laughing for no reason, you are evolving and you are resolving. And what are you resolving as you are evolving? You are learning to resolve any challenge with the help of unconditional laughter. When you're learning to resolve your challenges with the power of unconditional laughter, you are also learning to activate a positive messaging system in your mind and body. And you're releasing feel good hormones and creating associations that are going to switch your physiology and change your psychology for better health and happiness. So let's get started. That how laughter yoga's unconditional laughter and deep breathing practices are going to help activate the positive parts of your consciousness and bring you more in alignment with experiencing happier moments more and 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 more. So when you practice or engage in the unconditional laughter practice of laughter yoga, you're learning how to create that unconditional laughter bubble. And when you are creating that unconditional laughter bubble, you are staying away from the trouble. Because every time you are coming across any challenge in your life and you're identifying that your physiology is shifting into a stress physiology, you practice the power of unconditional laughter and deep breathing, and you are switching your brain from a survival default brain that is perceiving threat in the situation or in the environment into a relaxed brain by activating actuating your parasympathetic nervous system with the help of deep inhalations and slow exhalations, with the help of laughter, belly laughter. So, when you engage in the practice of laughing for no reason by identifying the triggers you're experiencing during the day, any challenge you're facing, and you are tapping into the power of deep breathing practices and belly laughter, you're availing the benefits of creating positive associations in your mind and body, resulting in better health and happiness. So let's look at some of the daily challenges that we may face and how can we change the filters, just like we change the filter of the water so that the toxicity or acidity in the water could be converted into more healthier and alkaline nature of the water. We can change our toxic thought patterns and a toxic physiology that results from those toxic thought patterns into much healthier physiology and psychology that thrives on the practices of laughter yoga and releasing some feel good chemicals in our brains and making our bodies feel better and make you feel empowered by releasing some endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin in your body system. So let's get started. What are those challenges that we may face during the day, every day? Let's say you are getting late for your work. So when you are looking at getting late from that survival filter of hurrying and worrying part of your brain. So the moment your body is sensing that, oh, I'm getting late for my work, or I have an appointment, I'm going to get stuck in the traffic if I don't start at this time. And then you start getting into that mode where the tiger is running after you and you have to run to safeguard yourself. So there is entire chemical reaction taking place in your brain and body that is changing your physiology and releasing cortisol, the stress hormone in your system. But if you engage in the practice of laughter and identifying that right now I'm getting triggered with this survival default brain, and then you engage in the practice of breathing and saying, and try to release that worried and hurried part with the exhalation of laughter, you're creating a positive association. And when you do it with repetition, you are creating a new brainwave pattern that is going to pull through this challenging situation when there is a perceived threat in that situation. So you're identifying, you're practicing through the power of your breath, you're practicing through the power of positive association, you're practicing through the power of belly laughter, and you're releasing some feel good chemicals in your brain. That is how our brain operates. It's most of the times in the survival mode. So we have to deliberately and consciously engage in such practices such as laughter yoga to provide more health and happiness to our systems and evolve in mind, body, and spirit through these conscious acts of laughing for no reason. So that is one example, a rundown through our day that we often find ourselves in the situations where we feel that we are getting late, and then we can transform and transmute our hurried and worried parts into laughing and relaxing parts. Now, what are the other common situations that you are waiting eagerly for an appointment with someone? You're going to have some fun time together. And then your friend calls in the last moment when you're ready and steady to enjoy. And you get a call from her, sorry, I won't be able to join you today. And you are like, no, I'd spent so much time getting ready. And now suddenly your brain may have a tendency to shift into a state of sadness or an unmet expectation. So naturally, the chemical release is happening in your brain. If you can identify and find yourself in such a situation, what you can do, you can start practicing unconditional laughter. Take a deep breath in and release it with laughter. Because a lot of things in life are out of control. We cannot control a lot of things in our lives, but what we can control is our breath and our belly laughter. So there is one solution for hundreds and thousands of problems in our lives. That is unconditional laughter and deep breathing practices. Intention and paying attention whenever we are faced with a trigger in the environment or a challenge during the day. Now you're at the workplace and like you're feeling very irritated because there's so much work piling up on your table, and you are feeling that you have to meet the deadline and time is running out. So your survival brain has jumped to the surface with all that storytelling that is going on habitually in your mind. But if you become aware of this aspect of your survival brain, that how habituated it is into telling a story that is going to release cortisol in your system, you can start doing micro and mini actions to change it into endorphins with the help of laughing, belly laughing, and deep breathing. So every time you find yourself feeling that time is running fast and you are behind to meet the deadlines of your projects, fret not, just relax, chill, take a deep breath in, and start practicing some unconditional laughter. And create an association that every time your mind is telling you the story, you're perceiving threat in the situation. It is not as threatening as your body and mind are perceiving it to be. Now, let's look at some other challenges that we may face during the day. You run into an argument with a friend, a family member, or a colleague at work. An argument is something that triggers us and we start reacting. But if you learn to practice unconditional laughter, you can switch to this practice to bring a pause. A laughter is a pause. When you laugh, you're meditating, you're doing a dynamic meditation, and you're creating a pause. And that pause allows you to hold back the reactive mode and become more responsive to the situation by emitting some positive energy instead of reacting from a state of um, toxic mindset where you want to safeguard yourself by reacting to the attack by the other person. And this is all happening at an energetic level. But laughter, the positive energy of laughter, gives you that space, a mindful space where you can switch from surviving into thriving and can make a better decision. So, such is the power of laughter yoga and unconditional laughter and deep breathing practices. I hope you will start practicing now when you find yourself getting triggered by some life situation or people around you, especially the people you're attached to, because they trigger you the most. So, you can create some harmonious relationships or create a peace of mind for yourself if you start practicing unconditional laughter yoga and create some positive energy in and around you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'm grateful to you for that. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, keep laughing.